Good morning. Welcome to the lectures on inverse response process. Okay. So normally when we give input changes, right? Normally when you give input changes to the process, the output moves directly towards it final steady state. That's what usually happen, right? Okay. But in some system, the output here, the output first moves, the output first moves in opposite direction, see down, opposite direction, and later moves towards the final steady state value. So this behavior is called inverse response. So now let us understand this one is the practical examples. Okay. So the first example is a boiler drum. Okay. Here the input is a cold feed water flow rate and then output is a boiler level. Okay. If you increase the feed water, finally the level should increases because more water enters the drum, right? This should be increases only. But immediately the cold water reduces the drum temperature because here the steam bubbles collapse and the measured level drops first. After some time the level rises. So this is inverse response. Okay. This is the best example for boiler drum because if the disturbances are inlet water temperature, input is cold feed water flow rate, output is level in the boiler. You just read these points, you understand more clearly what I mentioned. Okay. Then the second point is, the second example is distillation reboiler. Okay. So here suppose if pressure is increased, that means more heating is supplied. Finally, the liquid level is decreases because more liquid is boiled into vapor. Okay. But initially forcing on this trace, right? Initially forcing on trace increased and liquid spills into this reboiler. So the level rises first. Later, due to boiling, the level decreases again. Okay, this is inverse response. Okay, please go through for more understanding, but this is the overall idea. Okay, for the distillation reboiler. Now let's go for third example is tubular catalytic reactor with exothermic reaction. Okay, so here also, if feed temperature is increased, normally we expect to exit temperature to increase, right? That's what we're expecting. But initially, higher conversion at reactor entrance, right, consumes reactants early. So, like some of the reactants reach the exit section. Because of that, less heat is generated first. Okay. So the exit temperature decreases first, later overall reaction rate increases and exit temperature also rises. This is called inverse response. Okay. So from all this example, we can understand that inverse response means the process initially goes down or maybe in the wrong direction and then finally reaches the correct steady state. Direction. Okay. So these systems are very, very important in process control because they are more difficult to control and require careful controller tuning. Okay. Okay, let us now understand the basic concept of inverse systems. Okay. So this is what happened because of the total response is actually combination of two dynamic modes acting together. So these two modes are in opposite effects, different magnitudes and different speeds. Okay. So the first mode is usually the fast mode with smaller magnitude. Since it reacts quickly, it dominates at the beginning and causes the initial movement in the wrong direction. Okay. The second mode is usually slow mode with large magnitude. So it takes more time to develop, but finally it dominates and pushes the output towards the correct steady state value. Okay. Now let's look at the graph. We'll understand more clearly. So here the dashed line represents the input step change. At one instant, the input increases suddenly. Okay. But instead of rising immediately, the output first drops. The output first drops downward, and this is a initial inversion. Okay, a wrong way movement. So after that, the slower dominant mode starts taking effect. Then the output reverse direction. So so finally settles a new steady state value. So here the key observation is the initial response is opposite direction, final response is correct direction. Okay, so this type of behavior is common in the boiler. That's what we discuss, and distillation columns also, and reactors and other interacting power systems also. Okay, so from control point of view, the inverse response systems are challenging because of if a control reacts only the first moment, it may take wrong direction. Therefore, proper tuning and understanding of process dynamics is very, very important. Okay. So now, after understanding inverse response system conceptually, let us study the mathematical dynamics behaving in the inverse response. Okay. So inverse response is generally observed when the transfer function contains positive zero. Remember this is very important. Okay, which means right of the plane 0. So this is also called non-minimum phase systems. Remember, this is called non-minimum phase systems. That means the process initially moves in the wrong direction before finally reaching the correct steady state value. That's what we discussed previously. Okay. Now consider the two process in the parallel. That means parallel process. This is the parallel process. Consider a two first order process connected in parallel. So both receives the same input f of s, and their output combined to form the final output y of s. So one path gives positive effect, another path gives negative effect. So the transfer function becomes y of s by f of s equal to kp1 by tau ps plus 1, then kp2 by tau p2 plus 1. So here the first path may positive gain and second path may negative gain. Okay, one path is fast and the path is slow. So this combination creates inverse response. So what is meaning is the fast path reacts first and pushes output in one direction or maybe the reverse direction. And then the slow path reacts later and dominates the final steady state behavior. So initially output moves wrong direction, later correct itself. So this is exactly inverse response. Okay. Now let's see here. So here a zero formation, how the zero formation comes. When we combine these two paths, the numerator produces a zero term, right? That is Kp into tau s plus 1. If this zero lies in the right of the plane, if zero lies in the this side, sorry, if zero lies in the right of the plane, means complete this part. If zero lies in the right of the plane, then tau less than zero. This gives the inverse response behavior. This is what gives the inverse response behavior. So what is the condition for that one? What is the condition for that one? That is Kp1 tau p2 plus Kp2 tau p1 less than 0. This one. Okay, this means One gain is positive, one gain is negative. So opposite dynamics effect exists. Okay. So inverse response is net results of two opposite direction. Okay. Okay. This is a point very, very important. Please remember it. Okay. Now let's explain this graph, understand more. So these are like two individual responses. So one is the positive branch moves upward toward K1. So negative branch, and that is minus K2 moves downward. Okay. So when these are added, initially negative branch dominates, negative branch dominates. Okay. Output dips downward first, later positive branch dominates. So final output raises upward. Okay. So the total, the red curve shows the inverse step response. Okay. So now a lot of people they're asking, if you have some doubt, can we cancel the right of plane? Can we cancel the this right of plane 0? It's not possible. Why? Suppose the plan is S minus A by S plus B, where A greater than or equal to 0. This one, right? So then 0 is the right of the plane. So if the control tries to cancel it using the S plus C by S minus A, then control introduce a right of plane pole. So making internal instability possible. So we should not cancel this right of plane 0. Okay. So the final what we can say is, because the inverse response control may take initial wrong direction, is maybe tuning also very difficult. And then we have aggressive control causes oscillations. So usually PAD may improve response, but cannot completely remove normal phase limitations. So, so this inverse response, occurs due to two competing dynamic paths of opposite side. So create a right of plane 0, causing initial wrong way movement and control difficulty. Okay, so this is called inverse response concept wise as well as the mathematical representation. Okay, thank you.